You probably know that Alex Hormozi has made hundreds of millions of dollars from his personal branding strategy. But what happens if I told you that I copied the exact strategy he used and made myself 303,000 USD in just the last 9 months? And in this video, I'm gonna explain to you how I did that and exactly how you can do the exact same and copy that strategy to blow up your personal brand as well as your online business. And just before I do that, let me show you into my client tracker to prove I have the numbers to back up my claims. This is my first client brought on the 1st of January. And now we're just in the middle of September, and that is the 303,000 brought in. But let me go into the strategy itself and exactly the 4 parts that you can copy, and I promise you this will help you blow up your brand and also then your online business. So firstly, Alex made sure he was value focused. He gave up so much value that you can literally use his free content to make money. Alex puts out the Game podcast, which has hours and hours of footage, which shows you exactly how to scale an online business to hundreds of thousands a month. Because the problem with lifestyle content is it is a dangerous game to play, especially in the B2B space. Because the thing is, you attract bad quality leads that want the life and don't actually want to put the work in. And you also feel like you're a never ending hamster wheel where you have to justify expensive purchases in your life to keep the social proof going. While sometimes putting social proof in is good, for example, Alex putting in massive buildings and occasionally showing himself flying on private jets, it is more important just to focus on value. Because if you can show people that you can do what you say you can, then what will happen is they will trust you and believe that you can help them as well. Alex goes through breakdowns of him literally doing his client work, helping his prospects with their problems. And one person even told me that Alex's sales process involves sometimes people coming onto sales calls that aren't qualified. And then what he would do is he would teach them how to make the money in order to then sell them. How incredible is that? And that is the value focused approach that his personal brand takes, always giving away so much information that you literally can't disagree that he knows what he's talking about. So that is exactly what you can do. But how can you copy this? The first is you literally need to give everything you know away for free. Give literally everything you know out as free content, because people buy implementation, not information. For example, most of us know how to get a 6-pack. You just need to eat less calories and do more exercise. But at the end of the day, it's the implementation that people pay for in terms of personal trainers. And that's the exact same with your personal branding strategy as well. You need to make sure you're giving all your information away and then just selling the implementation, the accountability applied to the information. And that's exactly what I did. I have people literally messaging me saying that even though we didn't work together, they really appreciate the stuff I put out there. I show hour-long videos of me helping people who are like my clients. I put out full masterminds that show people that I know what I'm talking about, and I put out loads of photos and proof that there are people who want to actually watch me. Occasionally, I will put out social proof to show people that I'm not just making up my numbers and that I actually have the authority to talk about how to scale businesses. But at the same time, I want to focus on value content, not on lifestyle content. And if you post all this organic content of you helping people and solving problems, then people will know that you have the tools and the knowledge to help them as well. Lean into that authority content. Position yourself as a person that helps other people. Because at the end of the day, herd mentality shows that if all these people trust me, then you're likely to trust me as well. And that's exactly what Hormozi does with his big scaling workshops. And that's exactly how you can go as well. Being value focused and showing the amount of people that see you as a trusted source. So that is the first thing that Hormozi does. The second thing that I use to copy Hormozi and make hundreds of thousands for my personal brand is testimonials, because people need to see that you can do it for multiple people as well. They want to see themselves in the people that you work with, because we both know that people make excuses. They say, oh, there's probably a reason that person did it. I'm sure that person had some luck that I didn't have. So you need to show, and Hormozi shows as many people as possible that he has helped. You need to get rid of that won't work for me excuse. Hormozi displays proof everywhere he can, in his landing pages, with book reviews, with workshop reviews. There are just reviews every single way, and he highlights them and shows them so that he convinces every single person that views his personal brand that he can do what he can do for his current clients, for them as well. So how can you copy that? Well, the thing about testimonials that I understood is there is definitely a different ranking in terms of testimonials. There is testimonial power ranking. The worst is screenshots. The second worst is voice notes. Then videos are pretty good, but in-persons are the best. But I want to be very clear that any testimonial is better than none, because as you'll see, Alex definitely has text testimonials, screenshots, and that's not to say that they're not worth your time, but you want to make the most powerful testimonials possible. And I literally have a full testimonials YouTube channel with over 30 videos of people telling me how great I am basically and how much I've helped them. And I also make sure I get as many video testimonials at all the events that I have. So here are screenshots of all the testimonials I got from the recent mastermind I did in Bali. And I also made sure to interview all of my clients at a recent dinner as well. But the big thing that I started to understand about testimonials is you need to understand what the dream outcome of your prospects are, showing as many clients achieving it as possible. And that's what I did in this screenshot here, because my brand is all about basically making you money with your online business, but also understanding that you want freedom, you want time freedom and location freedom. So I talked about Josh making 10.5K in a week, but I then also said he was sat by a pool in Spain. Mox had a record month of 19.7K, but he also flew to Bali as well, because I understand that people watching my videos, maybe like you, want more than just making money. You basically want a lifestyle, you want freedom, and I understand what your dream outcome is. So you need to work out with your personal brand, what is the outcome that the people you want to work with actually want? Is it money? Is it freedom? Is it wealth? Is it health? What is it out of their life? And then use that as reverse engineering testimonials of the people you've done it for already to show you can do it for them as well. I honestly believe that testimonials will make me millions, and that is why I film so many all the time. So third is authenticity, because Alex makes sure he shows up on his personal brand as authentic as possible, because people buy from people, and people will join you because they dislike certain traits about your competitors. You need to make yourself the niche. Being Alex himself polarizes people. For example, Alex talks about why having a relationship is so important. He includes his wife, Layla, in as many things as possible. He also then, in his book launch, has as many funny characters as possible. And he also talks about controversial topics, why I don't go home for holidays. And it's funny because I disagree with that. I love going home for holidays. And that definitely polarizes people. But I also know people who absolutely love Hormozi, who feel so passionately as well that they cannot go home for holidays because, you know, they've fallen out with their parents because of starting in a business. So what you need to do is make sure that you just polarize people, because you have views that people won't agree with. And if you sit on the fence, then you appeal to no one. If you go one way or the other, then at least you'll make a list of fans on one side and you'll polarize people on the other. Hormozi is not afraid to show his emotional side and his humor, and this is part of his personality. So how can you copy that? And how did I copy that to build such a big personal brand myself? Well, I stopped putting on a mask and I was myself. Masks are impossible to sustain, because every time you turn up to a camera like this, you want to just be as authentic to yourself as possible. That is what Hormozi does. That is what I do in these videos. And you need to make sure you're not trying to be someone you're not. Think about, what do you passionately believe in? What do you find yourself often debating people on? And I did this. And one of the biggest things I talk about on my page is why I believe being an entrepreneur in the UK is really hard. It's actually very difficult to build a business. Here I sorted for my most popular YouTube videos, and you can see my three most popular YouTube videos are all about leaving the UK, because I was very purposeful about talking about the things that I believed in. I went aggressive on a topic that I found myself talking to my friends about, and then that's what people resonate with, because some people disagree with me completely. Create comment sections where people disagree, but also some people heavily agree with me, and then I build true fans of people who believe that they need to leave their hometown or leave the UK to build a business. So work out, what do you feel passionately about? Maybe it's that you should stay in the UK. Maybe it's that you should leave and start an online business in another country. Maybe it's that you shouldn't do an online business. Maybe it's something along those lines, but what do you feel passionate about? And talk about that in your personal brand, and you will bring in fans, because what will happen is you will bring in your dream clients, and you will no longer dread client calls, because everyone who works with you will be someone who agrees passionately in the opinions you have. And then the last and the most important thing that I have got from Alex Hormozi is you need to create a movement. Hormozi has literally inspired millions in entrepreneurship to push themselves and their limits. While he is at the center of it, the movement is about the values and not himself. We are tribal beings, and we want to be part of a mission with a community Realty, Alex's website says this: their mission at acquisition.com, his company, is to make real business education accessible to everyone. And they want to build businesses that improve the lives of everyone they come into contact with. And that is what Alex is doing. Is he, yes, is a big personal brand, but his personal brand is only to elevate the mission that he wants to inspire people to be part of. That movement is what really builds incredible personal brands. The people that you know online, they build movements around topics. So how can you, like Alex, create a movement? Well, as I said, you want to create something that is bigger than yourself, a mission with a common set of values. And that's exactly what I did. I've created a mission where I want to help people use the skills and knowledge that they have to live more fulfilling lives using online business, so they can become free from the traditional route, gaining freedom and over their time and their finances. I have an amazing group of clients, all that I have dinners with, I have retreats with, I have masterminds that are all part of that mission, my mission being the Free Thinkers Club. And I have people who literally want to join the Free Thinkers Club, and they talk to me about leaving the traditional 9 to 5 and working online anywhere. These are literally the messages I get because of the mission that I have built. Attracting a loyal fan base with people who see your brand, the brand you're building, that represents everything that they believe in. And a quick tip on this is, one thing that people really love is creating a villain. Every great story, every great film that you've ever watched has a villain, a outcome or a pain point that people want to avoid. For me, it's about being stuck in a job that you hate. It's being stuck in an unfulfilling life. It's about opening your eyes and dreading the thought of going into work. And that's exactly how I've created a movement full of amazing people who want to build online businesses, who want to make loads of money, but also want to be fulfilled in everything they do. And that is Alex Hormozi's strategy, how I've copied it, and how you can as well.